Here's question 7. This is the 8th now and the final reference to the first day of the week that you're going to find in the Bible, and people work real hard to make hay out of this one. Is it saying that Sunday is a new holy day? Let's look at it together. It's Acts 20, verse 7. If you've got your Bibles, I recommend you turn there. Acts 20, verse 7. Luke is telling a remarkable story. We'll find out why he's telling the story. Now, on the first day of the week, yes, that would be Sunday, when the disciples came together to break bread. There you got it. They came together to break bread. They're having a communion service. They're gathering on the first day, and they're having a communion service. This must be evidence that they now are worshiping on the first day. It is the new Sabbath. I respectfully disagree. I don't think that's what they're saying at all. It says, Paul is ready to depart the next day. He speaks to them, and he continues his message till midnight. Now, when does the first day begin? Sundown. So when it says that they're meeting on the first day of the week and it's an evening meeting, what this is a Saturday night meeting. And why is he talking so long? Because he's beginning a journey the next day. If Sunday is a new Sabbath, why is he beginning a journey? Let's keep reading. First of all, the scholar Horatio Hackett said, the Jews reckoned the day from evening to morning, that on that principle, the evening of the first day of the week would have been our Saturday night. By the way, this scholar is not a member of our church. He's just being honest. The apostle held his last religious service on Saturday evening and consequently resumed his journey on Sunday morning. Commentary on the book of Acts. So Acts 20, it says, a young man named Eutychus was sitting in the window, who's sinking into a deep sleep. He falls down from the 3rd story and he's taken up dead, because Paul was long in preaching, which is a good recommendation for pastors not to preach too long, because it can be lethal when that happens. So Paul goes down, he embraces the young man. He says his life is still in him. Eutychus is resurrected. Luke is telling this story because he's saying a resurrection took place. Notice what happened. When they came up after Eutychus is resurrected, they broke bread. Now they're breaking bread again. They eaten and talked a long while, even till daybreak. They stayed up all night long. They ate bread twice. And then Paul departed. The next day, oh, by the way, breaking bread, in Acts 20, 46, you only break bread on, what does breaking bread mean? Is it always a communion service? So continuing daily with one accord in the temple and breaking bread, daily in the temple, daily breaking bread from house to house. Jesus said, give us this day our daily bread. Breaking bread did not always mean a communion service. It meant eating. You remember on the road to Emmaus, he went in and broke bread with them. They were eating. And that was a Sunday night, which would have been Monday. So it's not saying anywhere in these verses that Sunday is now a new Sabbath. They ate their bread with gladness, simplicity of heart. The next day, Paul said goodbye to them. He began a journey. That would have been Sunday. Would that be when you begin a long, epic journey? No. The prior day, Sabbath, he spent with them all day, and that evening he preached. Eutychus fell out the window. He's resurrected. That's why Luke is telling the story. He's not telling the story to say a new Sabbath was inaugurated in Acts chapter 20.
No, this isn't a Saturday night meeting. Acts 20 verse 6 says it was 5 days after unleavened bread that Paul arrived in Troas. Unleavened bread was on a Thursday. Using the same method of inclusive counting, that means he arrived in Troas on a Monday and was there, according to the text, 1 week. In this case, it says 1 week, not 8 days later. He then delayed his hurried trip until the following Monday so that he could worship with the church on Sunday, which is why they were gathered on the first day. If there's no significance to this first day meeting, no, it's just a Saturday night meeting to talk about documenting down a resurrection. If there's no significance to this first day meeting, then why does the passage not mention any other meetings in the previous 7 days, Doug? Such as the seventh-day Sabbath? This isn't talking about a Saturday night service for Paul to then travel on Sunday. He arrived on Monday, delayed his trip to worship with the church on Sunday, and at that 1 week mark, the following Monday, continued his travels.